Probably this game's probably been out for 7 years, almost 7 years. Came out. It was announced 2014 or 15. So almost 7 years. I want to say. I want to say this game's been out almost 7 years. Um, but I came in. I want to say in the 6th year, like the end of the 6th year, like around Christmas of last year. So I have not been playing the game long. It is July 14th. I want to say I've been here for a little over 8 months. Um, and I've learned a lot. I want to say um, it's very sad. I'm 1206 and I have not completed any quests outside of dungeons. I've been in and out of dungeons, learning the mechanics, in and out of trials, learning the mechanics, and yeah, I haven't really like played the quest, but as you can see, I made sure that I got like the outfits. I love outfits and I love dressing my characters. Just just like right before I get into the spotlight of the character, like a get to know me type of thing, because I will be uploading content to my channel. Um, so yeah, this is my vampire Magpar. The point of this build is to heal as much as possible. So as you can see, he is not wearing a destruction staff. He is wearing a resto staff. And as we go along, you will realize why. So what we have on our front bar, we have Ritual Retribution, Simmering Frenzy, Conquering Sweeps, Harness Magica, Solar Barrage. And for our ultimate with this build is always, always, always gonna be Swarming Scion. And we could, with this build, you also could use Perfect Scion, because getting rid of all of those negative effects and making sure that you could boom, boom, stay in frenzy, jab, 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 it's really, really good, for you to conserve all of that magicka. But I use Swarming Scion because the damage from Swarming Scion, it goes up to, it just grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. So how Simmering Frenzy works, it just resets, it resets, it resets. So we'll try it on something else. Let me heal up. Alright, so we're gonna do it on Ritual Retribution. So right now, Ritual Retribution is sitting at 2903 magic damage every 2 seconds for 12 seconds, which increases by 5% per tick. So every 2 seconds it's gonna increase over 12 seconds. So it's gonna increase 6 times over 12 seconds by 5%. So that damage is gonna grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Well, with Frenzy, so we're gonna pop Soul Barrage and then we're gonna pop Frenzy. And we're gonna watch the damage jump to 3,000. And if I was jabbing, 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 and then I pop Perfect Scion, this could easily reach up to 6,000 magic damage every 2 seconds for 12 seconds. And it will continue to grow by 5% per tick. I've seen it go up to 7,000, almost 8,000 when I stay in Simmering Frenzy for up to a minute. So the damage, this build it puts out incredible damage. So the point of this build is to do as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. We also have our back bar. We have Honor the Dead, where I can heal myself and also someone else. We have Radiant Ward, a shield. Oh, I'm about to die. Boom, pop that. Flip bar, pop that. Heal. And just in case of an emergency, like, okay, Samira Friends being on too long, I done got hit real hard. Alright, boom, I need to pop a shield. I need to drop focus. Is it room focus? Or, let me see. I forgot what it's called. I need to channeled focus. I need to drop channeled focus. It's granting me major resolve, giving me extra spell resistance, recovering my magic while also healing me at the same time. And this is for, everybody knows the spears, the shards. My god, the shards. I picked the one that does the most damage because for me, it'll still give my allies some resources, but for me it's all about the damage. I want to put out as much damage as possible, so I chose the blazing spear because this spear, when I am in I pop Solar Barrage and Simmering Frenzy, I heal. Let me pop Channel Focus, heal again, still in Channel Focus, heal again, heal again. Now let's check it out. These spears get up to 10,734 damage, and it's just, I throw a shard, it's over. So we jumped with that. We jumped, not even doing the puncturing sweeps, not doing anything to keep me alive, not attacking anyone. It jumped from 8,000 to almost 11,000. I rounded the numbers just so it could make sense, so you could get a sense of the damage, the growth over time. Yeah, crazy. So let's go to the stats. Right now, his base damage, I don't know, hold on, let me see. So on the main bar, which is where we are for most of the damage, his damage is sitting at 5,012, and his critical is sitting at 52, almost 53%. Crazy, insane amounts of damage. But also with this build, and what's very interesting is the weapon damage, the physical damage also grows as well. So let's try to get a demonstration. Give me 1 second. I can leave this channel. Awesome. All right. All right. Great warm up. I see a group. Let's see if we can kill these guys before I get rudely interrupted by some stranger. Alright, so now I'm gonna pop Zion. I'm gonna heal. Pop a crown tri-stat potion. A champion? Fuck, it said champion. Alright, we're gonna do that same exact thing again, but this time not be on the freaking champion bar. With Honor the Dead, you also recover health really quickly. I forgot also about just running around. This is actually really good because I could demonstrate damage. And the reason I chose Solar Barrage is because with Solar Barrage you also gain ultimate. You also gain ultimate over while you're in battle and you're using I love Templar. They have so much going on and people tend to oversimplify Templars as just a simple class that jabs. No, it's not. It's not even my favorite class, but it's not a simple class. There's much more to everything that goes into being a Templar. Alright, so this won't be maximum damage or what should be shown, but you see, we're in public and it got up to 8,175. Now, I have a picture where I've managed to get the damage up to 9,237, but really the picture went by so fast, as you can see in the video. It goes by so fast you could lose the picture just like that. So really, the picture should have said 9,333, but I ended up catching it before it changed to that, and then it kind of disappeared off screen. But I managed to catch the 9,237. That was inside of a dungeon. That extra 1,000 damage was inside of a dungeon, but I managed to. I have the same build on my sword because I really want to see how a sword could do, because you know the matriarch does a lot of healing. I really want to see how far I could get the damage. I managed in public in the main area of the game to get the damage up to 10,000. 10,000. Actually, I could pull it up. It's a really good build, but I want to say the problems that I do have with this build, which is also where the restoration stuff comes in, is resource management, because obviously Stage 4 Vampire increases regular ability cost by 12%, but being a Templar, you have the passive that reduces all cost of all abilities by 5% or something like that. So really my abilities are costing plus 7%, but my vampiric abilities is costing negative 24%, which, because I'm a Templar, is costing negative 29% or negative 30%, something like that. But it's so that's why my vampire is so easy for me to go into Scion, because it doesn't cost that much. It's only 241 ultimate. As you can see with Solar Barrage popping, I'm in a battle and Frenzy on, I'm gaining ultimate like crazy. it's jumping by the tens. We're at 62, 65. It's still going. It's still going. We're at 71. So I get my ultimate very quickly. So in a dungeon, very quickly. If I wanted to get even faster, I could put on. I could take off Harness Magica and have an emergency front heal and use let's see, Vampiric Drain. I don't have it more, but we're gonna get it more, and it'll use I think it'll morph not to drain vigor, but drain something, and what it is you use it and you gain ultimate. I feel like it would also be a really good thing to like, cause it's a channeled heal. So let's just say you got enough time to pop it, and you don't want to jab, you don't want to exert that Magica, you could and still get the heal while in the middle of the battle. And while you're healing, you also gain an ultimate. Really important thing to point out, I have the Resto Staff because when you're using the Resto Staff, where is it? When you're using the Restoration Staff, obviously I'm not using any of the heals, but with the Restoration Staff equipped, you gain Major Mending for 3 seconds after completing a fully charged heavy attack. So my healing is increased by 16%. I can heal myself better and keep myself in Simmering Frenzy longer, meaning I could do way more damage. I also heal myself or an ally near the target for 31% of the damage inflicted. So the more damage, so I'm healing myself, giving myself Major Mending to heal myself more with Puncture and Sweep, but I'm also gaining Magica back. I'm also doing, the damage is steadily growing, so I'm doing more damage with the Restoration Staff. When I pause and do the Restoration Staff heavy attack, I'm getting resources back, I'm doing more damage, and I'm also healing myself. Like, it's so crazy how powerful the Restoration Staff is for a vampire. It increases my healing by 15% on allies. I don't believe this just applies to allies. I also believe it applies to self. But the most important reason why we have the Restoration Staff is because the fully charged heavy attacks restore 30% more Magica. So I'm getting so much more Magica back to where I could go right back into Puncture and Sweep. Let's say the boss is almost dead. I know people have been in these situations. The boss is almost dead and you're out of Magica. You're out of stamina. Alright, boom. Let me pop a heavy attack real quick. Get back 1/3 of my bar so I could deal as much damage as possible and seal the deal. Then we go to, these two really don't matter because I don't use the Restoration healing staff spells. But I guess the blocking is really good. This build is not really built for resistance. Like, he has built-in resistance. That's a crazy thing, but it's not built for resistance. So there's not a lot of blocking going on. There's some, hey, let me survive, I'm a roll dodge, but for the most part, we're putting out as much damage as possible. So we go back to the character bar. So let's just say shit getting a little hot and heavy, excuse my French. You pop that. You pop your channel focus, pop a shield, do whatever you need to do to make sure you survive. Yesterday I spent a lot of time running vet dungeons with the character to see how he would do in different situations. I ran into situations where we had a fake saint. I ran into situations where the DPS was very low, and I'll be uploading those videos separately about everything I did yesterday. But he was able to put out so much damage, and if I pop Swarm and Scion, the damage for as I showed early in the video with Ritual Retribution, The damage over time for Scion grows. Or the shards. I showed it for the shard how it grew by 3,000 damage for the initial attack. And then let's see. Skills. Almost 1,000 magic damage every second, 1 second for 10 seconds. And it'll grow more if I'm steadily keeping the heals incoming. So, as for my sets, I never really discuss my sets. Because of public perception, everyone believes that you have to follow an outcast build, or everyone believes that you have to follow what other people are doing. I don't discuss my sets. I discuss my sets with my friends or my guild members, but I don't really discuss my sets with anybody else about what I'm wearing to get the damage. To get the damage or the crit. The magical recovery could be higher, but I don't really need it because the restoration staff takes really good care of the recovery. The magical could even be a bit higher, but I don't really need that bar to be. Yes, you could do more damage with a bigger pool, but as you can see, we get swarming scions so fast. Alright, so my magic is, well, I'm killing stuff though. My magic is very low. Oh shit. Alright, so the spell damage got really, spell damage got too high, so the heavy attacks were doing like a lot of damage. So the heavy attacks killed, and I don't think I had Ritual Retribution down. So the heavy attack killed, and the monster set killed. Before I can even show you guys, but as you can see, you pull a lot of magical recovery from the rest of the staff, and you heal a lot. Like it's crazy, death by resto staff. Anyway, I think that explains everything. I could get a lot more damage by having Mistform, because vampires have this thing where they come out of the mist form and they get 300 something damage. This is a great time to show the recovery for the rest of the staff. Like full bar and this full. Let's pop Ritual Retribution, Solar Barrage. Alright, let's pop a shard. Pop Room Focus, heal, Radiant Ward. Radiant Ward itself, my god. The Radiant Ward popping for 13k. But this build, I hope they don't say it's overpowered, and I hope they don't say they nerfed it, because that would suck. That would suck if you nerf my build. Excuse my friends. But I have never really seen anybody try to complete anything like this, and this build started off as I want to see if I could do damage from just health build, but not too many abilities require health to do damage. So then it shifted to, well, I want to see if I could maximize my damage while in a heavy outfit, which I can. I can still build that and still do so much damage while staying in the form even longer. But even with, I'm talking about 60,000 health, when Simmering Frenzy get to a point that you cannot heal. You can't heal 60,000 health. It's impossible. And you get to a point where it's just fighting to keep it at 20. And with this build, I could last 45 seconds to a minute, depending on the severity of the battle, of the boss that we're fighting. But with even in heavy armor, my god, Simmering Frenzy was eating me alive. And there wasn't enough base damage to get me to where my base spell damage is sitting now. But I'm pretty sure I can. I know I could do it, but I'm not gonna worry about that. His versatility, and the ability to move very fast, his agility, the resource recovery, all of it's amazing, and it stems from the light armor. It stems from the light armor and the restoration staff, and where I have the champion points listed. I mean, speaking of champion points, we can go over champion points, but with my champion points,